Alright, so for this week's assignment, you're pretty much just going to be UVing a model. You can do, if you have a model from a previous weeks that you would like to use, you're welcome to use that, or you can make a new one if you want to do extra practice. Keep in mind that you will theoretically be texturing this next week, unless, again, you want to UV a new object and do that. So just make sure that whatever object you pick is one with the best topology possible, so don't have a bunch of n-gons, don't have like missing faces, stuff like that. If I went through your assignments and I was like, here's issues like here, 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 and here, they should be ideally fixed before you use the object. And if you're fixing them in the process, you can also resubmit the last assignment, assuming it's within like the 1 week time frame or whatever. You're welcome to do that, and then use that object for like double purpose kind of thing. Anywho, so you're just gonna then apply a UV texture map to the model, grab a grid texture, so like literally just go on Google and do UV checker texture, and grab whichever one of these dudes that you like. I don't really have a preference. It should be something more than just like this basic grid texture. So grab like one of these guys. I think I used to use this one back in the day, but like one of these guys, or like something with, you know, like colors, numbers, like that kind of stuff. And then just apply that to whatever, like an AI surface shader. Light your object. I do need to be able, since I'm supposed to look at the UVs, I do need to be able to see your object, so make sure your renders are bright enough. Add an extra lights, bump up the intensity, etc. And then render that. And yeah, so pretty much just try to minimize the UV stretching. As per the videos, I did like 3 different versions of, I UV'd like a screwdriver, a head, and a something else. Totally the third thing. Oh yeah, and cabinets. So I mean, just try to figure out what's the best kind of UVs for whatever object you're doing and do the UVs. If you have a bunch of different objects, like if I did the screwdriver, I'm fine if you have like separate UVs for the handle and more UVs for the little metal bit at the end kind of thing, because like that would probably be two different textures anyway for that. So that's fine if that kind of stuff is UV'd separately. Anywho, so like I said, yeah, you'll be theoretically using this for the next assignment unless you want to make a new object. So be sure that the model quality you're starting with is good. And then in terms of stuff to submit, 3 renders of the object with the UV checker texture on it. These should be rendered in Arnold at 1920 by 1080. And again, I need it to be bright enough to see, and I need you to have background, like put a ground plane and some walls in the background. I don't want to see out of the back of your object. I will totally start docking points from that from here on out. Because I've mentioned that pretty much like the last 2 weeks of assignments, so definitely put floors on your stuff and definitely put walls in the background. And then just submit either the MA file with your object or an OBJ file. I'm probably going to apply my own UV texture if I look at this, or I might not even use the UV texture, because I can just look at UVs now and kind of tell what they're doing. So yes, that's the first assignment. The second assignment is the pre-production thing. If anyone doesn't have Teams yet, let me know. You should by now, but if you don't, just let me know. And then basically kind of the same format as last week. Grab all of the images from 2 of your teammates, and then describe the surface of the object in question. So last week you should have done described like, oh, there's a circular button halfway on the bottom of the model. And there's like some holes in the bottom for a speaker port, like that kind of thing. This week you're going to look at the surface and say, cool, this appears to be like a shiny glass material. There's like a scratch in the top corner, or a smudge or a stain. This bit is made of some kind of rubber that's like wearing away in the center, that kind of thing. So it's not so much physical details, but more like the qualities of the surface, what materials things are made out of, what color things are, that kind of stuff. And then again, same format as last class for grading, or for submitting your stuff. So, yeah.